Sorry, that was kind of loud. I saw how loud that got. I think I almost broke the speaker. Hi. Hello. Hi, guys. I wrote down some things I want to talk about today.
Oh.
Does that make me, like, less genuine because I write down stuff?
No.
No.
Yeah, I told you I do, like, my note. Like, I have, like, a running note, and I'll just, like, randomly put things in the middle of the night or, like, in the day to come back to. And now I've discovered...
She's whispering again.
And now I've discovered quick notes and iNotes.
Just notes. We just call it notes.
Well, no.
You are so old. You talk like someone's grandma. I found this in, what do you call it? The iNotes.
No, it's called... It
Notes.
says quick notes.
No, it's not. It don't say iNotes. It says notes. You call it iNotes.
You want me to do like an old person?
Yeah,
Why do they do this? First
because
of all,
they can't see. And they trying so hard to figure it out. Please
and why
stop.
are the fucking letters so big on the phones?
My Auntie Jackie did that before.
I'm just like,
what? And the funny thing is,
why does everything look like a title?
Why do you title your text messages when you text me sometimes? You have them in bold and underlined.
Oh, no, I'll do that if I'm like, if it's something not important, and I'll put it at the top, like, just so you know, not important, or...
No, it said, hey, girl, as the title, and then your text message came after.
You know why? Because I already text that part, and I was like, ooh, I think I should put a starter, like a greeting beforehand. So I just, instead of going back, I just put it right there at the top because it's still that little button.
You're texting your friend, not your manager.
Yeah, but I feel bad sometimes when you just like send stuff and it is like, oh shit, I think I should have said good morning.
Don't feel bad.
So I go back and just put it at the top.
I've done that and someone has responded to me, good morning. I ain't say good morning. I'm like, I don't know if you're trying to throw shade or you trying to redirect me, but how you know I'm having a good morning? Maybe it's just morning.
Question. Is it rude if you just say morning, period, versus just saying good morning? Because I say morning, just like period all the time. I put periods on everything, and I feel like people get offended when I put like period.
I don't think people get offended by that. I think they're just confused by you in general.
You think so? It's just period.
Morning, period. This morning, like that's the end of that. Okay, morning.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's going on?
Do you put anything after it, or do you start a new text message?
I may do like morning period, then do what I'm saying.
So are you like a back-to-back texter?
I don't.
Or
so I try to condense everything into one.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that people like to do multiples because you can then like say yes on this or click or whatever. So I'm just like, maybe I should break it up and make it into several different text messages. And then I feel bad about sending several different messages at the same time.
I try not to text people like that who send me messages back to back. Like, hey, send. So did you know about this? Send. Oh my goodness, I can't send. I'm like, oh my God.
It's too much.
Like, but you want to know the kicker?
You do it.
I do it. I do it. Yeah. I would do that shit.
You're like, I do it, but I want some.
And then I see it, I go, ha, shit.
Yeah,
I did it.
you're like, you did it to yourself.
And I'm like, I can't take people that text like that. My sister-in-law texts like that. But when I do it, I'm like, oh, no.
You cringe?
Yeah. And I'm like,
Cringe
I did it too. It's just my brain is moving slower than my fingers.
Yeah.
Apparently. But yeah, no.
So question, that made me think about it. When we're saying like greetings, right? Like morning, good night, things like that.
Good morning, beautiful. Hope you got some good sleep. Been thinking about you all night.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh. I cannot. Let me tell you, that is the lamest shit that I used to hate getting in the morning, especially like after you like went out with a guy.
Good morning, sexy.
Yeah,
like,
good morning, beautiful. Just thinking about you. And then if a person puts emoji like a fucking sun or some shit with a smiley face or just like a heart, I'm just like, don't text me again. I just don't respond.
Ever again. Have you ever gotten a text from a man saying Grand Rising?
The fuck
Grand
does that
Rising,
mean?
beautiful.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Josh? What does that mean?
Good morning.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising?
Grand Rising?
What the fuck does that even mean? Who said that to you? Why? I hope you never text back then.
It wasn't me who got it. I was in a committed relationship by this. I've been with Matt since then.
Yeah,
but
I'm like,
my
please
friend
never.
said, this loser gonna text me Grand Rising, beautiful. I said, huh?
The fuck does that even mean? I think that would be an immediate block for me if someone ever texted me that. I mean, it's bad enough getting the good morning, beautiful. I hope you have a great day. or like, and I still didn't text back, and it's like night, like,
yeah, that's our generation.
I mean,
your generation. I'm sorry.
You just didn't. She was the one who brought it up. Nope. You're the one who brought it up. So when you were dating over 10 years ago, that was happening to you too.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, no, I
met Matt a year ago. We got married immediately.
Oh, okay.
And had 2 children. Right
children?
away.
You had children, and they came out
2 different
5
ages.
and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Nope.
It's a hell of a pregnancy.
Ooh.
Oh.
Did y'all hear that? That felt amazing.
Oh goodness.
That's what I'm gonna do to you. You keep fucking with me.
I'm just saying. You brought it up. You brought it. I would definitely not want to be dating.
Right now, it's awful.
I couldn't imagine. Honestly, I don't think that I would be dating because one, I just wouldn't answer. And then 2, I just don't have time for the constant, like, I think dating today, just from the friends that I know who are single, like having to constantly like post things because I'm trying to look cute, girl, so he can see my page and what I'm doing with my friends. We having a good time.
If you don't pull your shorts down over your booty, I'm going to tell Victor.
What he going to do? Put it for sale?
Okay, you win. I was like, damn, she caught me there.
He's going to be for the right price.
You know what? I've been getting caught a lot. Like, you got me on that one. My daughter did something. Maya did something. And I said, you better. She says, oh, this hurts. I said, you keep playing. Something else going to hurt on you. And she goes, what? Did I already tell you this?
Wait, she called you on it?
What do you mean? I said, this is how you know I don't hit my kids. She has my threats won't even work on her. She got me. She got me. Now you done got me today too. God damn it. I'm just losing it.
I just give my baby a look like.
I like to grip them up sometimes. But yeah, why are you naked?
I'm not. I have on shorts.
Why do you have on shorts?
Because it's hot. I'm sweating.
It's cold in here.
It was really cold when I first came in. I was like, for the first time, I'm cold.
Uh-oh, we all about to die. It's the apocalypse.
But now I'm getting hot again.
Ooh, speaking of dating, I went to church last week. Wait, what's today? Tuesday. I went to church this Sunday. At church, they were talking about dating and how the Bible wants us to come together, how we're not meant to be alone, and all these things. Like the Bible, the Lord. Oh, okay. I thought you turned your face up at me. I was going to say, don't yuck my yum. Climb over this table. Is it cricket?
I didn't even ask this time.
No, leave it alone. Who just opened my door? Okay. Yeah, how we're not. So in the beginning of the Bible, God made everything and it was good. It was always good. And then he made man, but it was not good. So that was the only thing he said it was not good because he wasn't meant to be alone. Then he took the rib, blah, 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 blah. So the sermon was they've been preaching about, there's like, what's it called when you have multiple, it's a part series on relationships. And so last Sunday was about dating, and they're going to have a couples conference. And the pastor was like, I want you guys to know this isn't a singles conference. It's not a singles mingles type of thing. This is a conference to let you guys know to get back on track with the importance of dating in today's modern society. Like, you don't just swipe, get your feel, and they're like, I don't want to deal with this, and go to someone else. That's not how relationships work. So we're trying to get you guys back to the way things are supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I sent it to Mariana.
What did she say? You gonna tell me?
She said absolutely not.
Oh, that's hilarious. I think about her sometimes when I meet guys, and I'm just like, I wonder if that'll be her type.
Oh, she is picky. And I shouldn't say picky. She's not picky. She's no nonsense. The moment you mess something up, she like,
peace. I'm with
she
that.
She does not waste time. And like, she told me one time, she was like, I was getting ready, and then my intuition clicked in. She was like, it was 5 minutes. Y'all the same. He been sitting out there for about 10 minutes. And
if he gonna wait, he gonna wait. Why rush?
He been sitting out there for about 10 minutes. And she
sit.
said, my intuition said,
I ain't pressed.
She said there was a voice in my head that said, don't do it. So she said, I changed my mind. Send.
Damn. Okay. I probably would have said something a little bit different. Like, actually, I can't. Because my cat.
Mariana is about that life. She ain't playing with you. Don't play with her. Don't waste her time. She gonna waste yours, but she's like, no thanks. Going back to bed.
Now, I have been bold when I was dating before, and I've said, like I used to date multiple men at a time. And what
That's
I mean
called
by
dating.
yeah, and what I mean by that, like, I was never intimate with more than one person at a time.
Yeah.
But I would let them know, like, if I met someone and I'm just like, we're vibing and we're gonna, start hanging out and stuff like that, I was like, hey, just so you know, like, I'm seeing other people as well. I was like, and there's a couple guys that have certain days that I go out with them for. So there may be certain days that I'm unavailable. And if I see you somewhere and I happen to be with someone else, like, no confrontation, no type of thing. We don't have to say hi or anything. We can give a look and that's it. I don't know you, but we can give like a look or like, hey, and that's it. But we keep moving and just know, like, we can chat another time. But,
and the men were like, okay, cool, I'll go with that.
Yeah, a lot of them, honestly, they
were weak and they didn't make it.
Well, a lot of them were just like, they were a little taken aback by the fact that I would say that, but I was just being like really honest about it. And they're like, oh, that's cool because I may do the same thing. I'm like, cool. And I was like, and I would let them know, like, just so you know, what are you trying to tell? I don't know what this finger is, mama. What are you trying to tell me? This is like Victor. I'm just like, no, just tell me. No, we can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. You remember that? Yeah, you can talk about it somewhere he's never been. Yeah. So I just don't, and I would tell them like straight up, like I'm only intimate with like one person at a time, just so you know. That unfortunately is not you.
How do you choose which one you were intimate with?
If I was already intimate with someone, then that's just who I stuck with. I mean, I try not to cross swords.
But what if they didn't properly scratch that itch? You're like, I was intimate with you. You weren't worth it. I need
Well, then I
something
like
else.
to do what...
How long would you wait in between?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Then I give like a breathing period between that.
Make
I
sure
typically
the
like to wait...
bacteria was out.
Yeah, I typically like to wait a few weeks, like minimum, maybe 3 weeks in between, just so I can make sure to...
The germination stage.
to flush that out. I also was very up to date on like making sure I got STDs with anybody that I was intimate with. Even we were always protected, but I just don't trust anybody.
You made sure you got STDs, or you made sure you got your STD checked?
Yeah, I made sure I got the STDs real good.
Real good.
Yeah.
You wanted to make sure they were in there real good.
Yeah, I did. I was just like, ooh,
that's not enough.
Is that an ant? No, that's a crab. Come on, let's get in here.
Okay. All right. She just went too far.
No.
Okay.
Oh, now I've gone too far.
I wanted the real Shana. What did I? You have to be careful what you ask for.
You literally just said it. No, I would.
No, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, even if with us using protection.
You're a grown woman.
And I just don't trust guys.
You don't. But my thing is, I like how you said that because there have been times, and I don't know who said. I don't know if this was in Steve Harvey's book or what, but it was like women can't do the same thing a man does and still call themselves a lady. But it's like, I feel like women, I can speak for myself. I can't generalize all women, but I feel like we're different. Like when we're intimate with one person, like we choose to stick with them. We tend to stick with them more times than not. I feel that way. And then we just don't sleep with one guy one night and then the next night go sleep with another guy. Men will do that because for men, I have
encountered women who have.
And I was going to say, I have encountered one or two women that have.
Or have had episodes where they've done that. Not that it's consistent, but have had a situation where it came about. Because I'll let you know, girl, I remember when watching Jerry Springer years ago, right? And it would be like, I don't know who the daddy is. And I'm just like, girl, what you mean? How do you not know who the daddy is? That? And I'm just like, you know what? It could have been a situation where it was a back-to-back kind of a situation. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I don't know how you would do that. That's nasty. And I can't judge nobody. I'm not someone who can judge anyone. I'm saying that because I am not the creator, right? I can't point fingers.
I'm not the creator.
I am not the creator.
Capital C.
I am not the creator. I can't point fingers at anybody. I've done a lot of grimy shit in my life, right?
We all been there.
I ain't never gone back to back with two dudes, but who am I to judge? I probably done some other stuff that they haven't done. So
and they judging you, so I'm judging them.
Yeah. So don't
judge my friend.
But yeah, I used to think about that all the time. Like, what you mean you don't know? And then it's just like, what you mean you don't know? And you didn't have a rapper on any time?
Either
time? Like what?
So, I can't
help me understand. Unless it was a situation in which she was not in control of.
We're not even gonna go there.
Okay, I just want to throw that out there.
No, because I think if there's a situation she wasn't in control of,
I'm talking about one where it's a conscious decision, and she said, "I am going to willingly be with this guy." Oh no, I just did this with Johnny too. Shit, what do I do?
So how is she not aware of that? That's a conscious decision.
Well, I'm saying we're only speaking about ones that are consensual and conscious.
Right. I'm saying we're not going down that rabbit hole. Mm-mm. Because if it was something that they weren't conscious of, I doubt they'd be on Jerry Springer about it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was about to tell a story, but I think that's too.
Oh, man.
That ain't none of y'all business.
Did you have creep spots that you used to take some of the guys you used to date?
Creep spots?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't like a serial dater kind of person. I was a relationship girl.
I'm not a relationship girl.
I know. And
I'm somehow married, though.
And let you tell it, y'all don't like each other, but y'all were made for each other. Both of y'all are two types of crazy in one box. But when I give advice to like my younger sisters or like my friends, I will always tell them, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Date, because that's what dating is. So I didn't start dating guys, like dating multiple guys, until Matt and I broke up the first time. Or the second time. The first time doesn't really help. We weren't in a relationship. Well, the first time. The first time Matt and I broke up. And then when we got back together, I told him, I said, well, when he started coming back around, I told him, I was like, I want to let you know now I'm dating other guys. And he stops. It's like I can tell like you probably could tell like he was thinking about what to say or if he should say it or not. And then he goes back to cutting whatever he was chopping. And then he puts the knife down again and looks at me. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, I'm dating. Like, I made this mistake before. I put all my eggs into your basket and you broke my heart. So I'm going to date and see if this is what happens for us. He goes, all right, you're going to see on the news there's a new serial killer loose because all them motherfuckers, all of them about to die. I said, all right. It was so nice to meet you. He scared the shit out of me because I've never seen that look in his eyes. And again, I've told you, Matt is psychotic. He's crazy. He puts on a great front. He's very calm. He's crazy. He is out of his rabbit ass mind. And I truly believe that. And he is very selfish when it comes to me. So, as he should be. I'm his wife. But yeah, that's the only time I dated. But before in college, in high school, I didn't really get talked to that much because I was very skinny, was flat chested, had no ass. I was just very muscular. I was a competitive gymnast for half my life. And in college, I had boyfriends. I had this boyfriend as soon as first day of classes, I met this guy on a bus. He was a senior, I think. Boyfriend. After that, I met another guy. He was 1 year older than me. Boyfriend. That was it.
No, I was just like, ooh, not boyfriend, but hey, let's hang out tonight, right? Have a good time. This is cool. I'm actually kind of bored. Oh, there's someone. I'm gonna go meet someone else.
She's got some nerve, bro.
Yeah,
you be feeling yourself, don't you?
Well, no, it's just like if I'm bored, I'm not gonna sit up here and stay in this conversation at this place with you. I'm gonna roll and go over here because he just texted me and they're at this club and I'm gonna go and meet my friends. So bye.
But no, you asked me if I ever took a guy to like a creepy spot.
No. I won't call it creepy. I say the creep spot. I say the creep spot.
Oh, the place that you don't want people to see you at. So you take them there. Yes.
Like the little speakeasy or something like that.
Yeah. The first guy I started dating after Matt, he had this like a little Justin Bieber haircut. And it was
that's
weird.
hilarious.
It was so weird.
Oh my gosh.
And it was weird and
sounds weird. I'm just trying to think of like the bangs on a guy. And he's going like this.
And I asked him one day, I said, why do you pull your hair for? He was like, oh, because I'm balding, so I pull it forward. And I was like, okay, I understand. But it just, something about it. I was like, oh, we're gonna go here. He was like, oh, but this, we're gonna go here. So yeah, tell me about your instance. Tell me about the blue door.
I think it's closed now, which is probably best.
Or
they need to burn that shit down.
Okay.
All the ancestral things that were happening there. Yeah, it was one of my creep spots, right? It was somewhere that you can go low key. It's super dark when you come in. It's an unmarked door.
I love places like that, actually.
Yeah, it was an unmarked door under some stairs in a city. And
it sounds like that's a place where men will take the woman he don't want to be seen with.
So why can't a woman take a man?
No, I'm not saying he can't do it, but I mean you can't do it. But I'm saying that's what I pictured.
Several times.
So you sure they weren't taking you there? You were taking them?
No, they ain't never heard about it.
How'd you hear about it? Somebody took you there before?
Okay, yes. But
tell the truth, shame the devil.
But the person who took me was a boyfriend.
I just keep him satisfied through the weekend. You like 9 to 5, I'm the weekend.
Oh, you're saying I'm a side chick?
No, I'm saying you thought he was your boyfriend. He took you to the creep spot.
Yeah, but we went other places too. It was like after the club.
Okay, fine. Tell me your goddamn story. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you.
He did like other women too, though. But he did it, I mean, out loud. So it wasn't like
it wasn't sneaky.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't hide.
I love it when it's out loud.
Yeah. I respect it. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. It's just like, okay, you're bold. Me too.
Hey, come up. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here. That's what they do. They go, yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Josh is like, what is happening and why? He was like, y'all never do that again. I was just like, me too. But my thing would just be like, we're done. And I'll just show up with somebody else.
And that's fine. But tell me about the Blue Door.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice, right? I guess. I don't know. It's always dimly lit. And
that's the best.
Yeah. And the bar is downstairs. You just go and get your drinks. There wasn't a waitress. I think maybe a few times. And then they had this back room, this red back room.
The red door? Or the red room?
No door. Oh, they had no door, but I think there was like a
curtain? Or those little things, beads?
Curtain.
I said curtain.
I know, but I think I was trying to do like a Prince. I don't know what was happening. I couldn't stop it, the motion, so I had to see it through.
Okay.
I can't think of that song because that makes it seems really morbid because I feel like isn't that where Left Eye died?
No.
That wasn't the one that she died?
She died after that, way after that.
Because they were in Jamaica or something, right?
She died after that.
Okay. So, yeah. And then, it was a curtain. So, but it was always somebody back there. But you had to get there when no one was back there because then that's where you could do your creep shit. And so, but yeah, and so it was all right up there. People wouldn't bother you, right? If you saw somebody you knew, you'd be like, oop, but you just stay where you at because it's an unspoken rule. See nothing, hear nothing.
See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
No. Oh. You see nothing, you hear nothing. I wasn't here.
Did you see that? I don't know you. If you think you saw that, no, you didn't.
No. Nope.
If you thought you heard that, no, you didn't.
That ain't me. You don't know me. Even if you do, you don't know me.
You've had some experiences in your lifetime.
Oh, exciting. Dating was fun for me. I enjoyed it. It wasn't tedious. I didn't feel like I needed to be with someone. Like I wanted to finally find someone. You know, when I got with Victor, it was just like, oh, okay, I didn't actually want to be in a relationship. Mm-hmm. It just kind of happened for us naturally. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't pressed to be with anyone. I don't like being seeming like a possession or like a thing. And I just like to be free.
But yeah, I get you. I have always been a hopeless romantic and I never admitted it before because I felt like it made me feel lesser than because of the whole movement of women, we can do it just as good as men, or you don't need a man and you do blah, blah, blah. I think that movement
I'm a hopeless romantic when it comes to like movies and TVs.
Yeah, I know, but
there's gestures I enjoy.
Gestures are nice, yes. But for me, it was like, I wanted love. I couldn't wait to have my own family. And I don't know if that had to do with me not feeling like I belonged with my family or a part of my family or feeling like I can just be myself, or if it stemmed from, oh my goodness. No, I think it stemmed from that because if I go, oh my goodness, I see what my mom and dad have. That's what I want. They didn't have that shit. I'm so glad they didn't stay together. Like, it was like, no, they were not my example whatsoever. So I think it stemmed from I need to have a family of my own to feel okay or to feel like I belonged or to get that love that I so desperately not desired but needed as a young girl. And so I will watch like movies like I guess Twilight every day, which is an awful one. I watched that as an adult and I'm like, this is horrible. But like the love and like whatever. But when I finally got older and after these relationships where I felt like
she just made me feel like I can't stand characters like that because I'm just like, let that bitch go. You're going to get killed over this bitch.
Literally. I watch it now and I'm like, this is awful. This is horrible acting and
she ain't worth it. Just suck some blood and get some other bitch.
Okay. Anyway, you crazy lady who's ruining my hopeless romantic story.
Yes, I apologize.
But by the time I gotten older, by the time I moved to Philly, I was like, you know what? I'm sick of all this. If I date, I date. Whatever happens, happens. And then I met Matt.
That's when it happens.
And that's when it happened. This man was genuine. He was great. He was He was just everything. But I moved to Philly in June of 2015. I met Matt in October. I didn't get a chance to be a hoe whatsoever. And I was pissed. But I think I told you this already, so.
No, you saved some body count. You're good.
Huh?
I said
you saved somebody count, yeah.
Yeah, you're good. And you saved yourself, just wasting your time.
Wasting my time,
Yeah, it was a blessing that you were able to find your person when you did. Because, again, it just could have been an endless cycle of maybes or trying to make something happen or just not the right fit for yourself.
And the way the slim pickings are now out here, I see these girls and I see these men and I'm just like, these ladies and these men, and I'm just like, whew. Y'all all need some work, and I'm sad. I am sad because, the pendulum swings. It swings back and forth, and there was a time where everyone got married young. They had kids. They started their family young. It's swinging like you're getting older again, and now it's like people don't want to get married anymore. Yeah. But it's like, I've looked at Allie and her friends, like on Instagram. A lot of them are getting married back to back to back. And I love that for them. And I'm very happy about that because it makes me feel like, okay, this is a different generation. It's swinging back and the relationships and getting married is becoming important again.
Do you think that it is important for people to be in relationships and to be married?
I do. I think I think it's important to have that one person that no matter what, not no matter what, but the person that's your person that's going to support you and help you and not necessarily be on your side, but that's going to help you grow and be on your side. That someone's going to help you be a better person. You're going to help them be a better person. I believe in monogamy 100%. I'm not against what you guys have been married for years, 20 plus years, you're comfortable with yourself and experimenting and doing some crazy things. I love that. I love keeping things spicy. But it's like monogamy, I think that's very important. I do, because it teaches you to stick with someone and teaches you hard work, because marriage is hard work. And I didn't understand that when I was younger, but being in love with someone is not a choice. That you just love someone, it happens. But staying with them through the bullshit and having to compromise, that is a choice. Mm-hmm. That's not a choice. Yes, it is. That is a choice. It's hard work.
I agree. I don't believe in monogamy.
I
know I am monogamous, but
sure.
Oh, I am.
I know.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not. So I believe in it. I believe in it, but I don't believe it's natural. I don't know if I believe because if it was, then why would there be so many hot guys that I want to be with, like Superman?
That's
and
lust.
Idris. Is it?
That's lust. That is lust.
Well, I'm lusting over him.
Well, lust over him, girl. Just don't step over that line. Don't cross that line.
He's in a whole nother country.
You know this? Do you know where he's located? Do you know where he is? Are you going to go fly and get to him?
No, I think he just had a child.
Well, I think he believes in monogamy, okay?
Yeah. It's sad. No, I believe in monogamy, but I just don't know if it's natural. And I say that because I feel like it's like forcing us to have to just be intimate with one person. And I get it. Some people enjoy that. I'm enjoying that, right? It's different because I'm married, right? Mm-hmm. That's a choice that I made, that I want to be with this one person. I want this to only be the person that I'm intimate with. But I'm thinking in a sense of like when I was dating, right? Because we're talking about in a dating sphere. And it's just really hard, God, to be with one person for over 60 years. And that's the only schlong I'm ever going to have.
Really?
Not that I want any other schlong.
My man puts it down. I don't want nobody else.
Well, I was saying when I was dating, and this is how I was thinking, like, like...
I get you.
Why do I have to just pick one? And then I don't believe in soulmates because I'm thinking, you're telling me if I live in Corpus Christi, Texas, and if it's a smaller population and I happen to find someone, you're telling me in the whole entire universe that this was the one person that I was destined to be with.
That
who
is
just
what
happens
a soulmate is. Your soul find each other.
But what if what if I was on a trip to the Bahamas and the guy who's the bartender was doing all of this, and
that's lust.
How do we know he wasn't my soulmate?
You find out. I don't know if I told you this story, but I got accepted to the program for this. I moved to Philly for grad school, so I got accepted in 2024.
Say it again. I couldn't hear.
2014.
Okay.
You don't know how old I was when I started grad school, sweetheart. People take time off. People go right away, and I've skipped a couple grades, so keep that shit to yourself. So I went No.
Okay.
I was not at all.
I said you're in your 30s.
No.
Okay.
I'm 28.
We're sticking to it.
You're 45.
Okay.
So anyway, I got accepted to the program in not 2024, 2014. And I didn't go. I deferred for a year. And then I went. Matt was still in his first marriage. And I didn't go. I had no reason not to go. I just was like, I'm not going to go. If I would have went there, I wouldn't have met Matt. And I would have done this program and left. I went a year later and I met Matt. I didn't know he had just gotten divorced. I thought he'd been divorced for like 5 years. So I wouldn't have dated him if I knew, but I didn't know. Thank God. And I see that as that was the universe or that was the Lord. Like, it's not your time yet. Your soulmate isn't ready for you. He hasn't gone through what he needs to go through so he can be a better man for you. Like, because this is your soulmate. Like, that's how I see it. And we were in 2 different parts of the country.
I feel like there's several people that can be for you. And when I say that,
and that's okay.
Yeah, I feel like, and when I mean that, like, I feel like there's several people that can be for you, right? Like, maybe it's in a bowl and there's some marbles, or maybe 6 marbles, and those are the 6 marbles that are in the universe. So I feel like at whatever time that you are in your life, if that's the marble that you're closest to or gravitate towards as far as where you are in that space, I feel like that could be your person. Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. It makes 100%. It makes 100% sense. I just disagree with it.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Like there could be several people who could be meant for you depending on where you are in your life, right? And where you are, proximity, or how you meet them, I feel. Because, I mean, I'm a completely different person than how I am now versus how I am when I was 23, right?
Ooh,
and kind of and and kind of where, you know, my priorities lie, even if I didn't have a child, but just like how I am, and what my focuses are, and kind of the things that I want to align with as far as a man, right? A life partner are, you know, very different in 23 than when it was when I met Victor. So I feel like someone who I felt was probably my soulmate then, or could have been versus now, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like there's could be several people who are your persons depending on where you are and where your time
journey
is.
in life and where you're staging in life. I just see it as my soul hasn't fully developed. It's not there yet. I'm not ready to see that this is the person I need to be with. Right now, I'm just frolicking and having fun.
Yeah.
Just like you, until your brain is fully developed. And then you're like, okay, this is what I need. This is what I'm looking for.
And that's why I encourage, I know you said like for your younger sisters or your cousins and things like that, I encourage, I encourage my, you know, younger cousins or influences to date and not get too serious unless, you know, if that's, unless you want to, unless that's how it gravitates towards, but don't think every man is forever.
Yeah.
Don't go in thinking that you need to find forever and you're only 22. Like you have so much in your life to be able to experience. You're just getting out of college, right? You're just getting out on your own, you know, without being in school, or you're starting a new career, or just starting however you want your life to be. Like have those experiences that you want to. If you have someone to go along with those experiences with you, that's amazing. But don't think every man that you meet are going out and saying, okay, I'm gonna meet my man tonight, kind of a situation.
No,
like,
don't do that.
No, just go have fun and things naturally will come to you.
Organically.
Yeah, and that's how I've always been. I've never been like searching for someone. It's always been organic. Like I've always had the opportunity to meet, you know, probably 100% of the men that I've ever dated were just like live and in person. Like met them, you know, at a gas station, at
are you
a
okay?
club, or
are you okay?
It was a little embarrassing.
Are you okay?
At Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Why is it
was a Shell
for
station,
you?
okay, and he was getting premium gas.
Oh, fucking gold digger! He was getting premium gas.
It was premium, and maybe CVS once. I liked this car because it was like the Batman style Mercedes.
Girl, you are.
It was a time. And, you know, priorities change, things change, perspectives change. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to not be dating. I would not want to date again. Thankfully, I think both Victor and I are kind of the same with that. Like, yo, we good. If anything ever happens to him, forbid that it does.
You gonna cremate him?
I will cremate his ass. I most certainly will. But I would hope I wouldn't have to get married again. Just because.
Well, I hope you do so you can use that damn dress that you paid all that money for again.
Why would I? First of all,
oh,
did
God,
you just say reuse
yes.
a dress?
Yes, I
for
did.
a whole new marriage? Girl, that's the ultimate disrespect. That's like saying, you know what? He gone. Why don't we just repurpose this one and we can make a new one?
I didn't say all that. I said the dress you spend $50,000 on.
Why would I ever wear the same dress?
Because it was a lot of money.
Yeah, for that special time that I have with my husband.
All right, we all know. Okay, let it go. Do you want to hear about the time where I got caught up in a polygamous group? Switching gears here. Bringing things back.
Pregunta. What the actual F are we talking about here?
I was heartbroken.
I thought we just talked about monogamy. Wasn't she all about?
I am all about monogamy.
But you were in a polyamorous relationship?
Did I say polygamy?
Polygamy is the same thing.
Yeah. I was like, wait, did I say the word? Girl, did you see that video on Instagram?
No.
That the girl was like, he wanted to be polygamy. And he goes, polygamy? She's like, yeah, that's when he dated me and her too. I don't do polygamy. Girl, when I say
she shouldn't. No, she absolutely shouldn't. She should go back and get a GED first.
She even looked like she was old enough to be out of high school. To be quite
She needs to go and get her diploma or her GED.
But yeah, so yeah. ¿Qué es tu pregunta?
You said...
Right? Ha! Ooh!
You said that you were in a fivesome.
No, I never said that, sweetheart.
Okay,
Don't you dare put that in the universe.
I almost said something else. Yeah, tell me about this polygamous relationship.
Oh, I wasn't in a polygamous relationship. I was
okay,
in
just get to it. What is the story?
So I met this lady. So
whoa. What is this? But we talk about me saying I had hang out with guys on different weekends.
I don't want to tell the story no more.
Please, you've already opened the door.
Let's talk about Chris Brown. He got arrested in the UK.
No. He'll still be there.
She said, no.
He's there until June something to his court date.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Over something that happened 2 years ago? What's the statute of limitations there? It's a different country. It's a different
statute of limitations is only 2 seconds, so you can finish the rest of your story. I'm not letting this one go.
I don't remember the girl's name, but oh, I need to blow my nose. I met this lady, and do you remember Bumble, the dating app Bumble?
Yeah, I do.
So they had what's called Bumble BFF. So I
had some friends that tried it.
Yeah, so I had used this, and I met her on there because I was trying to make friends in Philly. I was trying to meet
in a new
people.
city. A lot of people do it for that.
And that's originally what my friends back in Chicago told me Tinder was, to meet friends. They were playing a joke on me because they knew how conservative I am. And so they knew I would never do anything like that. And so when I downloaded it and I read about it, I said, these motherfuckers, I'm going to kill them. And that's how Matt was my first swipe on Tinder. So that's how I did Tinder. Bumble actually had
that worked out
perfectly, and Bumble
Thank
actually
your friends.
No, they were liars.
Okay, but you met your husband.
We're gonna talk about them more.
Okay.
But so anyway, I did Bumble BFF, met this girl. We hung out a couple times. It was great. And then she was like, I'm having a party at my house. I want to introduce you to my friends. So I went to her house and met her friends. It was a mixture of guys and girls. And then they were talking about something. Then I saw, she was like, this is my boyfriend. I was like, oh, very nice to meet you. Then she had another event at her house. She goes, oh, Brittany, I want to introduce to my boyfriend. I was like, I met him already. She was like, oh, no, that was the other one. I want you to meet this one too. And I said, what? Because I had never heard of polyamorous or poly or any of that stuff. Ooh. Call her back. I never heard of any of that stuff. So so then I did a deep dive and I started asking questions, and then she told me, and I was like, well, how does this work? Don't you guys get jealous? She was like, oh no, we have rules. There's certain things, like I live with this one, he comes over on this days, and then sometimes I live there with him. And I'm like, so you're just couch surfing? She's like, no, this is a relationship. So anyway, she told me about all this stuff, and so they always went out, they always party. I was like, okay, this is the group I'm going to hang out with. So then she introduced me to this guy. We don't have to call him anything. So I was going to say, let's call him so-and-so, but I was about to say his real name like a fucking idiot. But I met this guy. He asked me out. We went on a date, and the date was great. It was a really good date. And then he was trying to come up. I was like, no, it's time for you to go. He was like, he was like, I've had too much to drink. I should just probably crash on your, and with you. So I'm
Maybe
just being safe. And I said, you should call a Lyft. Like, you are not staying here. So, but at this time, this is when I was dating. I was spreading my eggs. So I I say spreading my eggs, I feel like I'm taking my eggs and be like, here you go, you get an egg. But no, I wasn't putting all my eggs in one basket. So this is when I was dating man bangs. And the girl was having another party at this bar. And so we went, and I brought man bangs thinking it'll be okay. They're polyamorous, will be fine. And so I showed up, and I was with that guy, man bangs, and the other guy, let's call him Jay. I wasn't there with Jay. I was man bangs, and Jay came over. I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, this is my friend, so and so. You guys, nice to meet you. Whatever." And then we left. I left with man bangs because that's who I came with. And he showed up to my house like, "How dare you show up with another man? We're supposed to be dating. I told all my friends about you. Blah blah blah." I said, "Aren't you polyamorous?" He was like, "That doesn't matter. Like, you're dating me." And I was like, "All right, so I guess I did all this wrong. I guess I misunderstood the research I'm supposed to do." And he was like, "Yeah, but we have to talk about the rules first and all this." And I was just like, this isn't going to work. No. This isn't going to work out at all. And then luckily Matt came back in my life maybe a month later, and I told him about all of this. He was like, "Jesus, you got yourself in a bind." He was like, I disappeared for 1 month and you act like you don't know how to act. He was like, "Goodness, you need me."
Oh, that's super sweet. Yeah,
I was like, "No, I don't."
I'm really glad you got out of that one.
Yeah, so that was, and I was so messed up and heartbroken over. I was like, maybe I could do this. Maybe this is why if one breaks my heart, I still have the other one, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, absolutely not.
No, too many personalities to be able to deal with. And I don't like emotional men. So, no. I like, hey, bye. That's it. Maybe.
Have you been with many emotional men? I haven't met many emotional men. That's a lie.
Because I think the ones that pretend that they aren't are, once you kind of break down that first exterior, that first shell, I feel like they can be. And I just don't like men who are emotional. And when I say emotional, in a sense of
yeah, I was going to say, what do you mean by emotional? Because we all have emotions. We're human.
We do. We are human. I think it's just, right, we talked about how kind of we see what we wanted in a partner, right? Mm-hmm. And who you wanted to be on the side of you. Back then when I was dating, it was just I need someone who is strong, right? I want someone who, and Victor's not very, isn't big on showing affection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But we both aren't. So I'm saying I didn't want anyone I don't like PDA. So it grossed me out when I would date guys, and it was just the PDA wanting to hold my hand or put your arm on my shoulder or kiss me, and it's just bro, we're in a bar. I don't need to be making out with you. This is not that type of scene. I think it's trashy. It's cute if it's some pecs here and there, but if we're doing a full-on session, it's just go somewhere. It's gross.
That's like high school where you can't make out in your house.
Yeah, so for me, right, it's different when you're sloppy, drunk, and it happens, I guess, when I was super young.
You okay?
Wait, is that a BS call? What is that?
No, that's allergies.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So when I say that, I'm not here to be someone's mother. I'm not going to raise a grown man. So
you can't raise a man. He already gone. What you gonna do? You ever
I'm not going to date him. No. That's what I'm going to do is not date him. Yeah, I can't be a mother to a grown man. You need to go back to your mother or your motherly figure and work that shit out. I get it. I don't want, because I usually, I like tall, bigger guys then. So I didn't want one that was wanting to be cuddly.
Big baby.
I don't want a fucking baby then. And I'm just no, get your big ass up. I'm going to be the baby. Oh. You know what I mean? I'm small spoon, you big spoon.
All right. I'm going to cut here and say, if anybody wants some good coffee in Austin, go to Batch. I'm done talking.
Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. Let us know your thoughts on dating, right? If you are, don't let me know any thoughts. She wants to hear all about your thoughts on dating. Did you have any crazy stories? We just may read those comments. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. This is Genuine BS with Brittany and Shana.